We're going live. We're going live. We're going live. And we are live. All right. So we are here. We are talking to the myth, the legend, the huggable, lovable Kamikaze Games. Kamikaze, how are you?
Man, Grip, I'm doing amazing.
You
That
are.
was a great introduction right there. I've never felt this much love,
Ah,
honestly.
well, it's all thanks to you, man. Oh, so we got currently 5 people coming in. We got Great Lakes Outlaw, we got Nascar Diecast, Comedic Racing, Racing Fan 28842, MMA 2B8, and more. So, I guess to start this off, Kamikaze. First day of class, you're around a bunch of people you don't even really know. You gotta introduce yourself. How do you introduce yourself?
Normally, you have to tell people what you did over the summer. And if I was going to answer that question, I would just say, man, I did nothing but work.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Without getting too in depth, like what specific type of work do you do?
So I've been working at a hotel since December. I did it last year as well.
Okay.
And I just got a raise. So
Hey,
that's been great.
gotta get that
Good
money.
stuff.
Cool.
It's, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, mine is a lot, boring. Just a typical office job. Just on I process mail that is returned. So like if it goes to an address, but then it's returned for whatever reason, I gotta decide, hey, it goes either to a new address or I just shred it, throw it away. So
Nice.
yeah, that's fun stuff. But I guess I want
I
to
don't
start.
think I'd be organized enough to do that. Yeah.
It's a lot of patience. Yeah, yeah, and I've done it for about close to 2 years now. So like it's mechanical now. Like I'm pretty much a robot at work. And I don't talk to anyone either. It sucks because it's like I
Oh
sit
man.
there. Oh my god! Like I sit there and just it's so boring. Like
I'm
I
the complete opposite. I have to greet everyone like, hello, welcome. We've been expecting you.
that
Would
makes
you like
sense.
a complimentary water?
That's funny. So, you were the one that started this whole locomotion with ISM Raceway, with the whole getting the name on my diecast, and so just off the bat, I just want to say thank you so much for this opportunity in the first place. So, and then actually, I guess I didn't mention this to you beforehand, but actually today is the 2 month anniversary since Tate passed. So,
Oh,
but no, it's good. I just wanted to talk about just like how this all like came to be because, again, just thank you so much for doing this in the first place. But I guess there's not much for you to like to say, but it's just crazy how like you did this like good deed and like totally came out of nowhere, and I am like greatly appreciative. And then it's like I put that tweet down saying like, oh man, it'd be cool to see it in person because I mean it was so cool to see my little brother's name like in person. And then like Sloppy Joe and others are like, oh man, let's get Grift at ISM. And so I'm like torn at this point because on one hand it's like that would be really cool, but at the same time it's like, wait, guys, I'm an introvert. I can't deal with all these people. No. And then all of a sudden, Brett Moffitt got wind of this, and everybody else got wind of this, and yeah, and so now yeah, we're gonna be heading down to ISM Raceway. Just one side note though, it is only gonna be for the truck race. Yeah, so the way how it's all gonna be set up, I'm actually gonna be heading out on Saturday morning, which is a little bit of a shame because I definitely would have forked in a couple of bucks to be there for the entire weekend, but it is it is what it is. But yeah, no, I'm just it's so funny because a lot of people like know you as like this re guy and who like yells and stuff like that, but like what you did was really cool, man. So I just wanted to thank you for that.
yeah, absolutely. This year has been a lot about just giving back because
Mm-hmm.
I've had, I've been on the internet, on YouTube since like 2013, right? And I've been around for a long time and created a lot of stuff, but a lot of things that would not have been possible without YouTube because the extra ad revenue that I've gotten, it's not much, but it helps so much. Like I've been able to actually, sustain myself. Like I've been able to move in my own place now, and it's been really great. So I just wanted to give back. That's why I've been doing all these Twitter giveaways every month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So these diecasts that you have, these 124 scale diecasts, like, are those like ones that you recently like bought off of eBay, or have you had them like forever and then you decided, oh, I'm just gonna give away these?
The only one that I've had forever is the Mark Martin Viagra 6
Hmm.
2004. And that's I had that ever since it came out.
Hmm.
But the other ones, the other oldest would probably be the Martin Truex Jr. 78 from 2015.
Hmm.
I got that one in 2015, and that was probably my second 124 ever since. Every other one has pretty much been from last year, this year.
Hmm. Hmm. What about the Casey Mears one, the 25 National Guard car? Was that a
I
recent buy?
believe that was my fourth.
Your fourth? Okay. Yeah, see, I'm like you, like with this year, because and a big part of it is and we can talk about this later, but just the creative process and how it kind of like has shifted for me. And it's like, especially with my work, like I'm not able to be as like don't have as much time or energy. But what I can do, just because I, have a little bit of a platform, is to use that to my advantage so that I can also give back. Like a big example. Oh, and it looks like Kamikaze Games is gone. Oh, this is a little awkward, I guess. Yeah, because he's muted his mic. I don't see his camera. But I just wanted to finish off what I was saying. I just wanted to. Okay, so Kamikaze Games is 1 second. Hold on. So, but I just wanted to say though, just going back to ISM Raceway for a second, like it's one of those things where like I just off the bat, like I would love to have Tate back. Like I wish that he would be back, but I will definitely go to ISM Raceway in his honor. So you okay? You okay, Kamikaze?
Yep, yep, everything's fine.
Okay, cool. But yeah, so just what I was saying, just giving back. Like the big thing was the 2019 Summer Showdown, because I know that last year I wanted to like do a 2019 Summer Showdown, and I wanted to do it with NASCAR Racing 2003 season. Like that was my original plan. But the problem was with switching over, because I switched over to a new laptop, and this laptop has Windows 10. And if you don't know much about it, and I guess to the audience too, when you switch over to Windows 10, NR 2003 can still work, but Camera Control Master, which is my like creative outlet to say the least, I I can't do it. And like I felt so creatively depleted, but I also promised everyone that hey, we're going to do a 2019 Summer Showdown. So I knew most of the NASCAR YouTubers already, so I reached out to Core and it's like, "Hey, why not we set this all up? Put some money on the line, go to Iowa Speedway, have a good time." And so I agree with you that like we should and continue to keep working on our content, but helping each other out helps so much as well. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I can tell that it was definitely a time of need. And I
Mm-hmm.
didn't think that a material thing was going to do much, but I felt like anything is going to help.
Yeah.
Anything would help.
And it has, yeah. So I've been in contacts with pretty much everybody, and now it's in full swing. So thank you so much for that. So I guess off of that, so I know that you've already made a video talking about just Talladega in this last weekend, but I guess if you wanted to do a short synopsis, like I guess what were your thoughts on the race on Monday?
On Monday, right? Yeah.
Yeah, not
That
Sunday,
was
Monday.
it was something else there. I
Mm-hmm.
haven't seen plate racing this good, I'd
Yeah.
say since like 2012. Like it was so strong. There were every line worked,
Yep.
every and tandems were back. That was I was so happy I nearly cried. But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it felt interesting for once. It felt like you didn't expect, you couldn't expect what was going to come next.
Yeah.
It felt fresh,
Yeah.
you know.
Yep. Yeah. No, there was a couple of times where like the cars wanted to do that meme where they went up to the wall and do a little freight
Yeah,
train thing, and then like Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, and others were like, haha, nope, and we went right to the bottom and actually did something about it, which was amazing. And it's really funny because the thing I would add, and I actually never, so I don't make review videos, so not many people actually know my point of view. So it's really funny because last NASCAR Heat 4 stream I did, someone suggested to me that I would do like a reaction, either reaction stream or like reaction video to like the races. And that's just not my thing. I just don't really do that. But this race, like, because I'm a Blaney fan. Like Ryan Blaney is my favorite driver. So seeing that finish, like that was the first time in a long time that I yelled and got out of the couch, and I was like freaking to flip out because it's like because when Newman passed Blaney, like I thought that was it. Like I thought
Mm-hmm.
Blaney wasn't gonna get
Yeah.
that run, and it's like, oh, I guess we're done. Blaney is gonna have to win at Kansas, but then just that run down the front straightaway, and the way, in fact, I was able to get in front by 7/1000ths of a second. It's like, yes, so cool. And then how about Brendan Gaughan's flip too, huh?
That was great. He
Yeah,
stuck the landing. It was gorgeous.
it's a 7 out of 10. It was like
7 out of 10.
there,
Oh man,
nah,
tough
but
crowd. Tough crowd.
can't please them all, right? But overall, though, I do love the race. I'm glad Blaney won, and yeah. So no, I think that was good. But let's talk a little bit about just like the content that we make. So what so I know you make your reaction videos, your grr angry videos, but
Mhm.
what other NASCAR videos do you make?
Well, I made a top 10 video last week that absolutely took off.
Yeah.
I think that was mostly bait though.
Mhm.
Someone actually just went back and found an old video of mine that I completely forgot about. And it's called, okay, my browser closed, so I'm gonna have to look it up on my
That's fine.
phone.
As you look it up, I just want to give a shout out to a couple other people. NRF 2005, Rusty Walrus is in the live chat. How's it going? MM Man 2B8, I think I already said that. And Cold's Man. Kamikaze is my wafu for Lafu. I don't know what that means, and I'm not going to question it. That's funny. Let's see here. Have you found it yet?
I didn't find it, but I think I know the title. It's Chase for the Cover is really heating up. I know it says is really heating up.
That's great. I love it. I love the play on words.
Okay.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Uh man, like I want to get either an Elgato or an emulator for my computer, and I definitely want to do like Chase for the Cup or like Nascar Thunder 2004.
Mm,
Like
mm-hmm.
one thing I've done like numerous times when I was a little kid is I would like on Nascar Thunder 2004 there is that season mode where you can do like 20 seasons, and I would literally just hit simulate like every single time just to see the
Mm-hmm.
full results. And a little fun fact, and I told Darian this a while ago, if you did the multiplayer mode where it's like only 19 cars that race, and you do that the full 20 seasons, the results are so whack. Like it is so, oh man, like I think I had, or I think like Chase Montgomery replaced like Bobby Labonte in the 18 or something like that. Just really, oh yeah, and someone like Joe Moore. Joe Moore replaced, I think it was Kevin Harvick like in 2013. Yeah, the MRN broadcaster replaced Kevin Harvick, and it's
I didn't
like
even know he was in the
what?
game.
Yeah, he drove the 127 McDonald's car. Like that's Joe Moore. It was
That's
the
Joe Moore.
yeah,
Okay.
it was number 127 McDonald's, and it was like brown in the front, yellow in the middle, and then like white in like the rear. And then
Okay.
yeah, and then Barney Hall is also in the race with the
Yep,
number
Barney
one.
Hall's in there.
Yeah, the
Winston
121
Kelly
car.
as well.
Yep. That's all I know, but yeah,
Yeah.
they're all in there. But no, like I would love to get like an emulator or an what's it called? Elgato? Is that what it's called?
That's what
Um
I got. Yep.
yeah, and that's I know that's like what if has as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's one of those like fun ideas, and it's like I don't know how far I would like commit to it, but yeah. So what else do you make?
Whatever is on my mind that day. Literally, if it just pops into the head, it's just like, okay, let's try that.
I like that. I like that. I wish I could be like that, but no. I'm the opposite. I need to have a little bit of like a plan, like for my like creative process. Like I can't just bleh and throw myself out there. I mean, I've kind of been doing that with these like streams. Like if I have an idea in mind, I just throw it out there. Like for example, the stream I did last night, it was for an hour. I have an idea for a story, like a story for like a bigger series, and I literally just it was a rough draft, and I just threw it on there, and not that many people showed up, like maybe like 5 6 people on the stream, but it's perfect because I'm not necessarily like interacting with them, but
Hmm.
they're just I don't know. It was just nice. It was a workshop, if you will, and I was just workshopping the idea. So yeah.
Yeah, because I'm the exact opposite. Because when I had to do stuff like video stuff for college, I would actually make the thing and then do the script afterwards.
Really?
I physically can't. Like, it's so much easier to just have the idea, put it on camera,
Hmm.
piece it together, and go from there.
Really?
It's
So
I can't. I mean, I
so
can, but it's not as good.
okay.
Good.
Yeah, yeah. So okay, no, I can go this direction. So going back to that one video, the Martin Truex video. What was it called? I was talking to you about it before. You were mad because Martin Truex won. Um,
You didn't like it because Truex lost. That's
yeah,
it.
that's it. That's it. So work with me through that video. So like, did you literally like record it first, and then you wrote the script afterward?
I had the idea that I wanted some evil character to beat me up using what happened in the race. And the part where I'm outside in front of the car, that was the idea that I had that I started out with. Like I wanted the ending scene. That's
Hmm.
what gave me the idea for the whole video.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I didn't actually know what I was going to say until I actually sat down, had the camera set up, and had and was like in costume and whatnot. And it's like I'm just like, okay, I guess I'll just do this for a while.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And then the part I love the most is just the text. Like I just love how you have like the text over them, and then you move the text too. So it's like with the body, it's like yes, it's 3D. I love it.
Yep. Yep. Moving text has been one of my moving things on the screen has been like my favorite thing in the world.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just being able to add layers, layering the video,
Yes.
giving it some depth instead of just a guy standing there being mad.
Yeah. Nope. I can relate. I can totally relate. So is that for the most part how your creative process is?
Yeah, it really is. Just an idea pops into my head. I kind of think on it for a while, decide, okay, what if I did this? What if I did this?
What
And
if?
usually I don't do second takes unless it's really bad.
Sure.
So usually what you see is just raw, just first thing that I try to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit rough.
Yeah.
I'm sure my college professors would hate me if they knew that I did this, but what are you going to do? What are you
Mm-hmm.
going to do? It works.
Sure, sure, absolutely. So playing the opposite game, like again, I am the complete opposite of you because so off the bat, when I was a little kid and throughout my teenage years, I was afraid of being in front of the camera, just straight up. I just hated it. In fact, it was so bad. One of my senior projects was it's so stupid. So we had to like in groups of three, we looked at a planet in the solar system, and we had to like make a little video, and it's like kind of like a documentary kind of style thing, but then get creative and have a little like soap opera twist to it. And ours was Pluto, and we just talked about how Pluto was left out of the fun, how he's a small like deformed thing, way to flip out there. And in order for us to get credit, like we each had to have at least a part in front of the camera. Once it was performed or like shown, the video was shown in front of the entire class. I left the classroom because I was so nervous or anxious just seeing myself. And I don't know if it's just like an ugly thing or what, but like it's just so I don't know. I thought a lot about it, and it definitely like bothered me, and it took me quite a while actually to get up to having the nerve to actually showing off my face. And for quite a while on YouTube, like I never showed my face or even my voice. In fact, the first time I showed my voice was I think 2014, my like fourth in our 2003 short. I decided just for kicks, I broadcasted a 2 lap shootout at Road America with 2012 cars. The camera, or not the camera, the microphone, I think it was just the in computer microphone, so it sounds all jittery and whatnot. And it was bad. It was really bad, but it's just one of those things where, Coidsman says Griffin isn't ugly though. Thank you. God bless. Anyway,
Mm.
anyway, so yeah, it took me a while, and to be quite frank, like I'm still not like 100% on showing myself in front of the camera. And that's why like with my YouTube channel, it's never about like me as a person. It's about the stuff I make. And a lot, if not most of the stuff I make, I'm not on there. Like I'm not shown at all. Like my face isn't there because it's not about me. It's about the stuff I create, like the Dale Earnhardt series, the Summer Showdowns, stuff like that. So yeah, no, it's taken me a while to get there, but I feel okay with who I am now.
Yeah, I've known a lot of people like that taking like public speaking classes and video classes.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like totally understand that. But you see, the thing is, I am, like you said, your exact opposite. Because if
Yeah,
you'll remember, or people would remember a couple of weeks ago when I posted a video called the first video I ever made, where you see me when I was like 5.
yeah, yeah.
That, ask my mom. If you ever see, if anyone on the planet sees my mom, just ask her how much she hated filming me because I was, let's just say, maybe a bit on the overexpressive side when the camera was out.
Sure,
Just
sure.
like if you take a look at any video that I've made where I'm very eccentric, think of
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah,
times 20, just obnoxious.
sure.
Funny, I look back on it and laugh, but hey,
Yeah, yeah.
that was terrible back then. They never took out the camera because of that.
Ah, that's funny. Well, just I want to give a shout out to Emilio Bebzer, who just subscribed to my channel. So I don't know if you came over from Kamikaze Games, but thank you so much for that. But playing the opposite game again, my mom and dad loved filming me and my family as children, and we got numerous tapes of us when we were little. And like my family is big on documenting our lives. I am very hesitant on showing that off because that is a little more private, but it's there. And so like one big example is I don't know if you saw it, but I have pictures when we went to Pikes Peak back in 1999.
Mm-hmm.
Like it exists, and I was there for the second ever race. And side note, the only time I ever saw, let's see, Dale Earnhardt Jr. race, I saw Matt Kenseth race. Let's see, Adam Petty. Yeah, Adam Petty. Oh, who else did I see race? Dave Blaney was on there. Jeff Green, the goat. Uh, oh man, I'm trying to think who else did I see. Kevin Harvick. I saw Kevin Harvick twice. But yeah, it's just crazy how like all these drivers that we first saw like growing up, and now they're like legends in their own rights. It's crazy for
Mm-hmm.
sure. So I guess a question off of that, and I feel like I should have asked you this earlier, but how, why did you get into NASCAR? Like, what was it that you saw either on television or anywhere, and you're like, okay, I'm a NASCAR fan.
I'm too young to remember how it started. All I know is that my aunt was a Tony Stewart fan. My other aunt was a Dale Jr. fan.
Mm-hmm.
My grandma was a Michael Waltrip fan.
Oh,
So I bet Shane and Eric would get along. But anyway,
yeah. So what about you? Like, I guess like what made you like attracted to it? Even though your relatives liked NASCAR, like, why did you pick it up? Why did you even care?
I don't remember. It was so long ago. I was so little. I think playing the games all the time was a was helpful because we had terrible TV service back then for a long time. So I only really got to see like 5 races per year.
Hmm.
So so
Interesting.
being able to play the games was really the only exposure that I ever got for a while. Sad to say.
Gotcha. For me, how I got into NASCAR, it's God, it is 20 years ago. Like that part I do remember, and I would say a big part of it, if you could barely see it, the diecasts. That right there is all diecasts, like 1/64 scale diecasts. That gray like, well, it's like there's like cubes, but inside the cubes there are like race cars in there. And that's really a big part of it because like my parents got me a bunch of those like race cars when I was little, and it was something about like the colors and the numbers and just the design of the cars that really attracted like I was attracted to. And it actually kind of built from there because one of the first games I ever got was NASCAR Racing 1999 edition. That was like my first ever like game for the computer. And because of that game, like a lot of summers were spent painting cars. I would literally go into the paint shop of that game, and I've told this story before, but I would, and this actually kind of builds on the Dale Earnhardt series for a second because I know you wanted to talk about that. One of those natural instincts I have is just playing that what if game, and then it's like taking an idea and then rolling with it. And so throughout my childhood, I have those ideas of like what would the 2004 roster look like, but we're still in 2003. And so like I would watch like Inside, oh, what were the shows like Inside Winston Cup or Speed News, stuff like that, where they would talk about like the news and rumors and stuff like that of whatever's going on. And then I would think about it and be like, oh, what if blah, 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 blah. And so then I would literally make, and I would write like lists. And sometimes I would even like color code it, like with either markers or color pencils. And like, oh, what was one example of a what if? I think like, let me think, 2003 going to 2004. Oh, yeah. How, the one car. There was, for a time, there was a guy not in the one car in 2004. And so I thought of different ideas of like big name drivers, like from either Jeff Gordon going into the one car to Dale Jarrett going into the one car, and just different ideas and different combinations. And then I was able to get creative off of that. And then it's like, okay, once we have that set, what about 2005? Would Dale Jarrett have a good season? Let's just say Dale Jarrett is in the one car. If he had a good season in 2004, would he continue in 2005? Would it be a one-off deal, et cetera, et cetera? And I would just play with that. And so my What If Dale Earnhardt series is kind of like the, what do you call it? The all in all, I guess you could say, of just that entire creative process of the new wild card is that Dale Earnhardt is still alive. The three car is still there. Kevin Harvick is still out. And so my question would be, how much of a snowball would that take? And that's kind of the way how I played it out, because then I would like jump to 2002. And so like for example, it was rumored that Kevin Harvick was going to drive the 30 ALL car. And so I'm like, okay, that's going to happen. So then what about Jeff Green? Does he do another year in the Busch Series or what? And so part of it is based off of like news and thoughts and like ideas from the past. But then if there's stuff that I'm either not sure about or something that's completely missing, that's when I get creative. And that's when I put in my like own creative spin on it. And so one example off of that, and I'm sorry, I know I'm talking like a lot, so if you want to like interject at all, like please interrupt
No,
me.
it's fine. This is very interesting. It's good. It's good to hear that whole train of thought just be able to steadily run its course. It's
Yeah.
good to hear the thought process behind it.
Mm-hmm.
It's always nice to hear other people's approaches to an idea.
Absolutely. Anyway, so like with so I really liked Ryan Newman's 2001 car. I just the number font of 02 on Ryan Newman was really appealing to me, and I wish he would have kept that in 2002 moving forward, but I I don't know why he moved over to 12, but I guess it just makes more sense 2 and 12. But my what if is what if he stayed in 02, and I don't know how logically it would make sense, but I had Jeff Green going into the 12 car because of his success in the Busch series from 2000 2001. So then it's like you have that tree going, and then as I said before, it then like spins it from there. And like there'll be like, and I can't remember off the top of my head, but like again, as you said, as the train like moves along, there'll be other like things that'll run its course. Like for example, Ryan Newman moving over to Stewart Haas Racing later on. Like, would he still move on to Stewart Haas? Would he stay at Penske, or would he move on to a different team? And again, so I, not to take this a whole different direction, but like I'm an introvert. I'm not really good with talking to people, which is kind of a reason why I'm doing these one-on-one talks, is to help me work on my communication skills. But what I lack in social skills, I think a lot, like a lot. And these like what ifs and like these like one more spark and like like one of the first what ifs, the what if Jerry Nadeau stayed at Hendrick Motorsports. Like I've thought of that stuff like a lot, and I wanted to have like a medium to show my thought process. And once I finally discovered it in 2003 back in 2012, that helped so much. And what also
Mm-hmm.
helped was Camera Control Master, because I can then take like those cameras and I can as best as I could, try to make it as realistic as possible. And I love that, which is why I'm so disappointed once I moved over to Windows 10, why it's so hard for me to continue that creative process.
Yeah, it is a shame because some of that camera work and like what was it, like the 20 different finishes,
Oh, the 10 winners challenge.
10 winners challenge. Yeah, some of the camera work in those videos is some of the best that I've seen in any NR 2003 content. Like it's so realistic. It's like it's pulled it straight off of the TV stream. It's like you got it going on there.
Thank
I
you.
was I loved watching those. The camera work was so strong.
Thank you. I think a big part of that has to do with just watching NASCAR for so long because it's 2017 was when I did that. So like I've watched NASCAR for like over 15 years at that point. So I familiarized myself with both camera shots but also the broadcasting skills. It's really weird. Like again, not to go too far on a tangent, but like I'm so used to like Bob Jenkins, Benny Parsons, and then more recently Daryl Waltrip, Mike Joy, Larry McReynolds, and then even on the NBC side, Alan Bestwick and Wally Dallenbach's, the way how they broadcast, that is when I do my broadcasting. Like that's what I use. Like I picked that up because nothing against the broadcasting today, but they do this thing where they really like try to hype up the race and they say like stuff like, "Oh, this race is awesome," or "Oh, that's incredible," or good old Mikey coming in saying, "Oh man, I just love this whatever," and it's just one of those things where it's like I know what you're trying to do, but it just doesn't feel right. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean,
Yeah.
even though I do the same thing that they do because it's fun to yell.
Hmm. Well, okay. Let me take it back 1 second. I don't mind the yelling part. I don't mind them like when they're like reacting, they're like whoa or whatever. Like that's great. I don't mind that. But like going back to like go back to the truck race when Mikey was like, "Man, I just love this." He
He loved
loves.
the caution clock back in the day.
That's right. He made up excuses for the caution clock, and it's like, are you sure about that, Mikey? So yeah, it's just I don't know, like words. The way how you put the words together makes a big difference. And there are times where you just sometimes just either shut up or speak in a way where it enhances what you see on the screen. And that's what I do with my videos. Is I want to like I'll say like what's going on the screen, like who takes the lead, who's off turn four, whatever. But I will not for a second say, "Oh man, this racing is so awesome, you should watch it." Like,
Mhm.
no, duh, you're here. You're already here. Like,
We're seeing it. We can
exactly,
see.
exactly. So yeah, that's kind of how my creative process is. It's just again taking that like list idea and then like I do think a lot more methodically if it makes sense. So
Mhm.
yeah. So I guess any questions off of that or anything you wanted to I guess wanted me to elaborate on?
Yeah. Because I remember I didn't hear the finish on Monday because I was at work, but when I actually came home and rewatched it, like I heard Rick, Steve, and Dale, they were yelling. They were just you could hear in their voices how much of a good time they were having watching
Yes.
that last lap. Like I
Yes.
love that.
Mm.
Like even more so than maybe even the finish itself. Like just hearing how engaged they were with it, like that feeds into the viewer.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're just gonna say, okay, so he goes on the outside, he's gonna get the lead. Nope. Blaney got him. He got him.
Yeah.
Like no one, like you're not gonna have as much fun as you can like from just there from listening to them, you can just visualize them jumping around the booth, just
Yep.
absolutely out of control. It's just that finish felt so much fun. I loved it.
Yeah. And on top of that, just presentation makes a big difference
Mm-hmm.
too. Because a lot of people say like the stuff on Fox just is not what it used to be. And it could be a myriad of reasons as to why it is the way it is in the first place. And I'm not like pointing a specific like reason like why. But in my opinion, it's just like the heart is just not there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to explain it because it's like they're there, they're doing their jobs and like Daryl, Jeff, and Mike are, they're doing their stuff, and Mike is, trying. I think one little thing, it's such a minute detail, but one thing that kind of throws me off, whenever they show like a big wreck, like the Daytona 500, whenever like they show a wreck, like when they change the sound, if I recall, I think they do like the sound of one of the onboard cars, and for whatever reason, it just does not sync up with whatever
Mm-hmm.
wreck is happening. And it's like I know they're trying to enhance it somehow, some way, but it just feels off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally get it because I just feel like for the Fox team, it doesn't really feel like that they're putting 100% in because I know that they're there, they're giving their opinions, they're talking about the racing, but it really feels like they're just kind of going through the motions.
Yeah.
They're really not enhancing anything, like you said earlier. Like it just feels like Daryl's, well, he's gonna leave now, but
Right.
when he was there, it just felt like he was there to get his one-liners in
Yeah.
and just his what you should expect from him.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't get anything unique, I guess. Like the
Yeah.
racing itself could give you something unique, but the broadcast didn't make it feel unique.
Mm-hmm.
It just felt like the entire Fox season blends together into one race.
Right. Now, this might be that's my dog. Great. So, in my opinion, and this could be a hot take or whatever, but for the first, I would say maybe 8 years or so that Daryl did his broadcast, I didn't mind him. Like he was actually okay. But then I think as he got older, I don't know what the case is, but then he kind of was. Mm, I don't know how to explain it. It's just I wouldn't. It just didn't feel right. But I don't know. It is what it is. If there's anything that we can do to help enhance the coverage, we'll. I mean, I don't know about you, but I would definitely. I'll do something about it. So
Oh yeah,
for
for
sure.
sure.
So I guess on that note, just sticking with the YouTuber route. So we're both from the Dakota region. We are both. So I'm more specifically from South Dakota, and then you're more specifically from North Dakota. So I guess I'll go first, and I just kind of want to talk about just like what life is like being a Dakota person. Like I don't know about you, but for me, like especially with work, I've really grown to hate winters, like straight up, because the way how my where my job is, it is like it's like a 20-25 minute commute north. And if it is snowing out, like my job just does not give a flying duck about the snow at all. Like it has to be like apocalyptic snow weather in order for the place to close. Like that's it.
Exactly.
Like
Yep.
like it's so stressful because like again, I don't know about you, but for me, I get really like tense and stressed whenever I like drive to work. And
Oh yeah.
it's not about like me, like
Yeah.
personally. My worry is about my car. Because if my car like
Mm-hmm.
slips or if it gets dinged or whatever, boom, a lot of money and everything that I saved
Yeah.
up for gone.
Yeah.
And it's all worthless, it's all dumb. I hate it. And during my during 2018, the winter of 2018, that kind of slump where I was working on Walmart Spark 1987, but broke down. There
Mm-hmm.
was one time where I drove to work and it was so stupid because I was going 45, or no, it was an area that was 45. I was going 35. A freaking like tractor snowplow thing turns on my lane, goes like 15, and I had to like brake. But when I try to brake, it like doesn't break because of the
Mm-hmm.
ice
Yeah.
underneath, and I'm like slithering
Mm-hmm.
and sliding, and it's like great thing, and then I'm driving to work because it's like now I have to be prepared for work, and I had this moment, and it's just like really,
Mm-hmm.
really,
Yeah.
really, you really care that little about us, and I mean like they like the people care, but corporate policy, blah blah blah. It's just like just want to do something, but no, I
Yeah.
can't.
I had one winter where I was actually driving to work and thankfully I go to work 15 minutes early.
Mm.
So I try to take a corner. It didn't take the corner.
Uh
I'm
oh.
holding down the brake. It's
Mm.
not slowing down. I'm like, okay, you can slow down anytime you like. It didn't slow down until I was in the ditch.
Mm.
Thankfully, there just so happened at that exact moment in time to be a snowplow just ambling on by, and he saw and he's like, "Yep, here we go again." I was not late for work though, is the craziest thing.
That's
It
impressive.
was, I did not believe it, but that right there,
Wow. That's a
that's
lot
what
of
you got to
snow.
deal with.
Yeah.
And our snowblower didn't work that weekend, so that was hands, shovels,
Mm,
pure willpower, several hours,
yep.
a long hot shower afterwards.
Yes. That's important. Got to get that nice hot shower in.
Yeah.
Kind of really random question, but like, do you work out much at all?
No, I
Okay.
did. I tried for a few months, but
Mm,
that was just not. It didn't fit into the schedule very well.
yeah, that makes sense. I guess just for me, a big thing for me is I actually was a athlete through high school and college. I did football for 3 years and then in high school, and then I was in track for 4 years in high school and then 4 years in college. So when I was done with being an athlete in college, like it just came, I guess, a little more naturally for me. And like I guess for me, it's a lot more oh, what's the word? Like I like it's already in my schedule in the first place, so it's like it's a lot, I guess, easier for me to implement it because I know how important it is for me for like my health and stuff like that. And I honestly have to say that, and then also switching up my diet has really helped me both survive these winters as well as staying creative. I did not do that much in the winter of 2018, and that's kind of a reason why I crashed, just because I was constantly either freaking out or doing stuff like working on one more Spark 1987 or going to work, or sometimes I worked out. But no, it's just one of those things where like at the time I didn't know better, but then it's like once I did it and once I kind of like words excuse me, it's just like it does feel good. Like you actually do feel good when you do like work out every once in a while. And so like I do have a membership, but no, but going back to the Dakotas though, it's an interesting state, and it's really funny because it's like since I'm in South Dakota, you think, oh man, you're right next to Mount Rushmore, right? It's 300 miles away from me. Like,
Yeah, you're on the east side.
yeah, east
Like
side.
the east side of both Dakotas is completely different from the west side. Like it's an entirely different state.
Yes. Yep. Exactly. So like I'm like right next to the Iowa and Minnesota borders. Like that's where I am at. So where are you at? I mean, you don't have to say like the city, but like on the map, like where are you in North Dakota?
The middle of nowhere.
Middle of
I
nowhere.
could walk. I could walk to the. Well, it would take a while, but I could walk to the South Dakota border. I
Okay.
wouldn't want to walk to the Montana border. That would be a bit much.
Yeah.
But
A little hilly, a lot of little what
yeah,
mountains and
lots of
whatnot.
uphill. Yeah,
Okay.
that's tough.
So
Tough times. Need more downhill.
yeah, are you by chance close to Bismarck at all?
Well, I guess close in a rural sense.
Okay.
I
Reason
could drive there in less than a day.
Okay. Reason I asked is because I actually have all of my grandparents live up there. Actually,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, yeah. So like,
Yeah, my parents just moved to Dickinson actually.
oh really? Okay. Wow. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't really know much of the Dakota because actually, fun fact, I for the most part am a Minnesota boy. Actually,
Mm,
yeah. I do you know much about the Minnesota location, like I guess towns and whatnot?
I know it's definitely got lakes.
Yeah, 10,000 of them.
Got
More or
lakes.
less. Yeah, so I actually was born like in the Twin Cities area, like a small little suburb called Eden Prairie. Lived there for 4 years, and then I moved to Colorado actually when I was four. Moved to Denver more specifically. Lived there 6 years, and then went up to Brainerd, which is a small town in Minnesota. Did that for a year, and then moved south to St. Cloud. Lived there for 7 years, and then it's interesting because so what happened was when I graduated high school in St. Cloud. I didn't really have a place to live, so my folks then moved to South Dakota, and I more or less didn't really have much of a choice, so I just moved with them. I was there for maybe like a month, and then I went to college in Mankato, Minnesota, and then I was there for 4 years, getting my degree, if you will. So on that note, kind of a random question. What is so I know you went to college. What was your degree? Like, what did you get a degree in?
Is it around? I don't
It,
know. It's somewhere.
is it
The
around?
degree is mass communications, uh, graphic communications, as well as certification in graphic design, social media, and journalism.
Okay. Oh,
It's a 4 year.
yeah, for sure. Ha, for sure. So do you? So I guess off the bat, like, do you have any? I guess ideas, plans, dreams? Like, what the when you like left college, like, what did you wanted to do with that degree?
Go straight to North Carolina and work for Fox.
Okay. So like work with like Race Hub and whatnot.
Yep.
Okay.
That was the first job I applied for. It didn't specifically say Race Hub, but it said, "Oh, you would assist in our NASCAR programming."
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Wonder what that would be.
Nice. For me, it's a little interesting because I actually, when I first went to college, I went as a math major because I'm one of those weirdos that I can do both numbers and art. And there's this like stigma out there where it's like you can either only do one or the other, and then it's like if you do both, that's not fair. But hey, that's me, so I can do like numbers, and then like I can do like designs off of those numbers, which I guess is a reason why NASCAR is such a nice fit for me, because you got like the numbers of the cars, and but they're all in like different formats and different styles, and it's like, oh, it's so cool. Anyway, so I did math for about 2 years. But my sophomore year, I took like linear algebra, multivariable calculus, and bleh, D plus for both of those. And it's just like, nope, I guess it's not for me. And I had that good old cliche meme of freaking out. It's like, oh, what am I gonna do with my life, etc., etc. And then all of a sudden, I took a couple of classes, including drawing and a video art class, and that was when I was hooked. And it's like I knew this was the direction for me to go. And it was actually around that time that got me inspired to get Enter 2003 and try out those videos. And of course, that's where it all went from there. And then off of that, yeah. And then I guess my focus is just being able to create stuff. Yeah, just like creating like either like an animated show, or if I could keep going with one more spark or whatever. Like, like that's all I care about. Honestly, is just I just want to make stuff. So yeah, yeah.
See, I haven't had a math class since high school, and I couldn't be happier.
Mm. Yeah, math for whatever dumb reason comes easy to me. Like calculus and trigonometry, like it's so dumb. Like I but then on the flip side of the coin, I can't do English. Like
You
that
can't do English. My English is my best subject, sir.
that's my worst subject. What up?
Wow.
Oh yeah, no, oh what's it oh what's that English
Comp,
comp
composition.
composition. Yeah, I got a C in that class because I didn't understand it.
Nah,
But yet I
some of
could
my favorite things I've ever made came out of that class.
really. That
Yeah, yeah, I wrote some good stuff.
yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, no, because like yeah, I could do math and I could do art, but like nah, English. Ah, what's that?
Wow. I mean,
Mm,
I didn't enjoy it in high school, but that was because our teachers didn't know what they were doing. So thankfully, college saved that.
for sure, for sure. Okay, so I guess one thing, big thing I want to talk about just my is animation stuff. So let's I want to jump into that. So I guess off the bat, let's talk about your Tails and Kenny series. So I guess just off the bat, what was your inspiration? Where did that series come from? How did it come to be? How did you give birth to the phenom should be Emmy nominated show Tails and Kenny?
Absolutely. Academy Award winning.
Oh yeah.
Um, there was so like back in like 2011, I found this random channel. I can't even remember what it is anymore,
Mm-hmm.
but they had like um what show was that? It wasn't SpongeBob. It was a different show, kind of like SpongeBob. But they had a full cast of plushie toys, and they just did random stories. It was like some 13-year-old doing it too, and it was just complete insanity. There was no substance. There was very little actual. It was so stupid. I loved it. I don't know why. It was just so dumb and so off the wall insane. I was like, why haven't I been doing this for the past 10 years?
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking of doing it for a while. It's just like a lot of my favorite ideas I leave on the back burner for a while, let them fester, let them develop, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and then finally get to it. It wasn't that good when it started out, but it took its own life. It took its own life. That's what it did.
Yeah. So did you actually like for example, Winnie the Pooh? Did you actually like watch that show when you were little or now?
Yeah, I'd say that was probably my favorite show when I was really little.
Okay.
Like the Pooh's Grand Adventure movie.
Mm.
That is cinematic art. It deserves every award.
Mm-hmm.
Love it still to this day. But yeah, um,
Did you ever see?
that is what.
Oh, I was gonna ask. Did you ever see the Tigger movie that came out?
Yes, I saw that in
So
theaters
did
at
I.
age 3.
Yeah, I watched it.
It
Oh
was
man.
so good.
Yeah, it was actually kind of sad at points because like
It
Tigger
was tragic.
is he the only one? Because he says it all the time so happily in his song, and it's like, oh my god, he's alone. He needs a hug.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I guess, and I'm just asking this more personally because I don't know, but I know Tails, of course, Tails and Kenny. How, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not at all, 10 being like hardcore, how big are you into like the Sonic, like, I guess fandom, or like, how much do you care about Sonic?
Reddit's gonna love this, but I'd say 15.
All right. All right, you hear
That's
that,
like
Reddit?
probably my second biggest passion behind NASCAR, sadly enough.
All right.
I'm not proud of it, but it's
No,
true.
no. This is interesting. I wanna dissect this a little bit because I know literally nothing about Sonic. In fact, playing the opposite game, I was a Mario guy growing up with like Super Mario
Oof.
Brothers, all that stuff, and I honestly thought for a little while that Sonic was kind of like a copycat ripoff of Mario, which
Mhm.
I know is not true. But so okay, so talk to me as someone who's never seen the show. Like, what is Sonic?
So Sonic is your edgy older brother's friend,
Okay,
skateboarder friend, you know?
okay.
He's the guy that your mom says, you can be friends with him, but just stay within with outside of an arm's reach.
Oh man. So I guess so why Tails? Like why specifically Tails of all of the Sonic characters in your show?
The first game that I played was Sonic Heroes. I was like 7, and it was my sister's copy of the game on GameCube, and it was just Tails from the start. I don't
Okay.
even know why. He's just adorable.
Sure. Yeah, it's physically interesting how he can fly with his tail. Like
It is interesting, isn't it?
does he
You
have
can't put too much thought into it, though.
whoops.
It
So does he have it's two tails, isn't it? Like doesn't he have like two specific
is.
tails? Yeah, and
It's
then they
straight
like
up 2 tails, and he can fly
and he can fly.
because screw anatomy.
Yeah, and true physics too, am I right?
Yep. Who needs physics? This is Sonic we're talking about.
Exactly. Yeah, because you got a hedgehog that goes like Mach 5, maybe. I don't know. He goes really fast. That's
He
funny.
goes really fast. That's the best tagline.
Mm, gotta go fast. So, are you hyped for the Sonic movie then? That's gonna come out eventually.
Absolutely not, but I can't wait. I want to see it. I need to see it. It's going to be so bad. I can't wait.
Yep, especially with Jim Carrey as the Eggman. That's Jim Carrey's
That's
comeback.
honestly, I think that's a good casting, but they're going to screw it up because they always do.
Yeah, but it's Sonic, so what can you do, right?
It's Sonic. No one cares. They'll keep going. They'll keep running.
People that like Sonic, I think, will care, but that's not me.
Oh yeah,
And then I guess because I know another person on your show is Kenny, so you like South Park at all?
I loved it.
You
I
loved it.
still do, not as much as before.
Hmm. Yeah. See, I'm a little, I guess, mixed. When I was like late 2009s, early 2010s, like I was big into South Park then. Like my jam, like my favorite episode at that time was, do you remember Imagination Land?
Mm-hmm.
That three-part
Yeah.
series that had literally every other character, and you had a flipping terrorist going in with a missile. Jesus Christ! And then he blows up the wall, and then the thing with Carmen and Kyle at the end, which we'll not talk about, but it happened. But yeah, that was a very like it's one of those deals where it's like at the time, like and where my I guess my mindset was at, like it was fun, but just where I'm at now, and just especially with just I don't know my mindset, like I'm mixed because like I've become more of a guy that likes like an animated show or a series that has like a story behind it and more of like a what do you call it a what's it called not canon but it's like not like consistent like one-offs, where it's like the Simpsons where it's like the same characters for 30 plus years, or Family Guy doing the same stick, like characters actually grow and develop and have consequences, you know
Yeah. Yeah.
so I guess off the bat, like what are some other animated shows that you watch or enjoy?
I don't have TV anymore, so I don't get to watch much. But
What do you enjoy, I guess, just in general?
whenever I could, I'd watch The Amazing World of Gumball.
Okay, okay, so that is one of the few shows I have actually not seen yet.
Really?
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
No, man. Come on. You serious?
Yeah, I don't know. I've just
Oh man.
yeah, I don't know. Like I should get around to it, but I don't know. I need to be sold on it. Me.
I was sold upon it just one day, just out of the blue. I was like, one morning I was flipping through the channels and I'm like, okay, people tell me that this is a good show. I'm just gonna watch it.
Okay.
And it was good. I enjoyed it. It's very creative.
Okay, that I will give. So I have not actually seen an episode, but I've seen like clips on
Hmm.
YouTube. So one thing I don't know how much of Gumball you've seen, but there's this one thing that is so what's the name of the main character? What's his name? The blue
His
cat.
name is Gumball, Griff.
Oh, duh. Duh. How much do I know? So Gumball. So there's like three episodes where Gumball has this like really weird interaction with this hot dog character. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, okay. Yeah, and like I literally like see like those clips like on YouTube, and it's like, how do you get away with such uncomfortableness? Because they're like right next to each other, and it's like,
Hmm.
oh my god, stop! It's
Yep.
so
I believe the reason is because it was supposed to be an adult swim show, but they thought it was too childish, so they had to
really.
adapt. Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that actually. That's a what if? Like, what if it
Yeah.
was an Adult Swim show? Like, I think you could get dark for sure, but you can get so creative as well
Hmm.
with that. Oh my god, that would be so interesting. Yeah, and I like again creatively like there's a lot like okay the one thing I love about that is just how like Gumball and the other characters they're like cartoony or whatever, but then the background for whatever reason is like hyper realistic. It's like
Yep.
yeah, it's like I don't know how they did it because it's not drawn. I mean if it is
Hmm.
that's like really darn good work if you will.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think just going back to as I was saying about like the idea of like a story based show because I know like isn't there like a bunch of episodes of Gumball?
Yeah, they're not in like the early seasons as interconnected, but there is some interconnectivity now. There's like returning characters.
Yeah.
There are a couple of two-part episodes.
Hmm.
There is
Okay.
some now, but not as much as the start. Not as much as other shows.
Yeah. And actually, I don't know if you know this, but that show I think is over. Actually.
I did hear about that. I haven't seen the last episode, sadly.
Yeah, I haven't either. But. for me, just talking about, I guess, like animation for a moment. It's okay. I guess I'm just going back to the creative process, and maybe you can like help me out with this. So, I know for like the longest time on my YouTube channel, I've done enough about like NASCAR stuff, and then like come like this last spring, I then like spring it upon like my fans and whatnot, and it's like I'm gonna go about doing this animation stuff, and there are just times where I like almost question myself because it's like animation has for sure been something that's been big with me as like a child. Like I was one of those old Cartoon Network like kids, like Dexter's Laboratory, Powerpuff Girls,
Hmm.
Johnny Bravo, and then like Nickelodeon, some of the older shows there, like Rugrats, All Real Monsters, among others. And it's like I watched those a lot when I was a kid. But it's one of those deals where I never really like I saw like a passion behind it because I either was A so focused on my work, but B I was so like into NASCAR too. Like that was my big thing. And like all of a sudden like with this YouTube stuff and then like I created quite a few NASCAR things, bada bing bada boom, I like become this like NASCAR YouTuber and then all of a sudden I want to pursue this other route of animation and that's why like let's see, can I show this off? I've been doing a lot of just sketches in my downtime. So don't look too much into it, but like, let's see if you can see that. Just a bunch of random sketches. Like it literally means nothing, but just just fun little things, like fun little ideas. Like I'd watch other like cartoon shows. And so I guess kind of a question, and if you don't know, that's totally fine. I just want to brainstorm this idea, but like, could a NASCAR YouTuber have more interests than just NASCAR?
Um, if you want to get views, no.
Yeah, yeah, that
Yeah,
and yeah, and reviews, and then also what do you call it, like revenue and stuff like
ad
that.
rev and whatnot. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
not going to make money off of it. You're going to have fun doing it, but it's got to be a side thing unless
absolutely
you want to go full on.
right. And then it's gonna be like, and that's one thing I've thought about too, because like when I did the Inter 2003 shorts, like I did not have a leg to stand on when I started that. Like what I'm doing now with animation was where I was at with my Inter 2003 stuff back in 2014. So like I'm used to that, but I think the issue is gonna be like if I continue down this route and like excuse me, I don't know how much you knew about this, but not last Monday, but the Monday before, I did a drawing stream where I was streaming like
Hmm.
and I was drawing
Hmm.
some like skeleton people. I actually got anxiety during the stream because like I was and I did the mistake of looking at the live chat while streaming and they were just talking nothing but NASCAR. And it kind of freaked me out for a minute because it's like I want to continue pursuing this and like and I don't know if this animation stuff like I'm not gonna like leave NASCAR because like that is something I still like am passionate about and I still want to do stuff to help like make it thrive, succeed, etc. But it's just one of those things where it's like a what do you call it? A conflicting help me out here. Conflict of
Um,
interest. Conflict of interest.
okay,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So like for example, DC Comics Racing asked like why not combine my interest and do animated NASCAR stories? That's an idea. Like that is a
That is an
potential.
idea.
It is for sure an idea. But I also like the idea of just keeping it like separate just because I like the idea of playing with multiple ideas, if you will. Like going back to like with your
Mhm.
like creative process cuz you don't have like one thing that you're stuck with. Like you have like a plethora of different things, which I actually envy. Like I'm so glad that you have like Chase for the Cup, the reviews, and then these fun little movies and drive-throughs in the live chat. But anyway, you have a lot of like stuff, and it's awesome. Whereas for me, because like there was a time in the winter of 2018 where I only worked on One More Spark 1987. And that was it. And so there was a big stint where I did not upload a thing because I was hoping to like create this huge thing. And then I would go ahead and like dump all of the episodes and whatever onto there. but I got burnt out, and that's the reason why it didn't come through fruition. So I guess I don't really know how to go off of that, but no, I
Yeah, what you really can't pigeonhole yourself, and you can't let your audience pigeonhole you, because really what it is about YouTube is you see all these big creators, like they are so stressed. You see them on like Instagram, they'll post like it's so tough to do this kind of stuff, and it's understandable because once you start posting, you that your audience has that expectation.
yeah.
The thing that I did, I didn't even want to be a NASCAR YouTuber at the start. I wanted to be a gaming channel,
Hmm.
Kamikaze Games.
Yeah. Yep.
And now I barely play any games, but I still try my best to expand, just do random things like the story time animations. Like I didn't even know that existed until this year. I just thought, okay, I'll give that a shot. You
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
you
Really,
gotta give yourself that freedom.
yeah, and that is a reason why I picked up the this job I have, is because like right now financially, like I'm good. Like I have some money saved up to make, and that's a reason why I'm taking this risk here working on the animation stuff, because like I knew I'm not gonna get that many views. Like I'm well aware of that. And so I knew I wasn't. And actually, really fun fact, like I don't monetize my streams. Like I do have it on, but I don't put in like ad breaks or anything like that. Really, the only money for now that I get off of here is the super chats or like the donations, and it's not much, but it's fine. Like I am right now creatively free. One downside is because you said you have your own place. I'm still living with my folks, and I'm just in the basement right now of my folks, and so that's why you hear like my dog, and sometimes you hear my parents, stuff like that. I'm working toward living toward my own, or finding my own place to live, but I want to make sure that I'm in a good enough spot, either creatively or whatever the case may be, so that like I don't want to be in a spot where I have to work the rest of my life doing something I hate, because I want to work on something I love and have that be my living. And whether that is either through sponsors or Patreon or whatever the case may be, that's what I want to do, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So this conversation totally went like a route I was not expecting, but I also appreciate it too, because I really don't have like really many people to like talk to like about this, and that's the reason why I'm doing these one-on-ones in the first place. It's because like sure, we're NASCAR YouTubers, and yeah, we could talk about Blaney winning, Brendan Gaughan flipping, Martin Truex winning 6 races and completely destroying my predictions, but that's besides the point. We also are people. Which, little side note, if Danny B is watching this, shout out to him, because he is pursuing his fishing stuff, and even though I'm personally not a fisherman and I don't really want to talk about it because I really know nothing about it, but the fact that he is willing to go out there and really show out that side of him, even though he's kind of grown to be a NASCAR YouTuber as well, that's great. And I want to support that as much as possible. Like the fact that he has that fish side, if you will. And so, like with you, like I know you have your NASCAR stuff, but like if you wanna, oh hey, what if racing is in the chat? So anyway, yeah, what up? But yeah, no, but that's the thing. Like that is what I am huge about. Is just being real with each other, having this real talk, and show that we care. We're human. We're not perfect, you know. And that is why like I have these talks, is just to show that, and just to kind of show each of our experiences. Yeah, Cody H Gaming is also in here with a
Oh
love
my
as
God,
well.
everyone's here.
Yeah, what if racing,
Everyone's
Cody H
watching. No,
Gaming.
I wasn't prepared. I didn't do makeup.
No,
This is not happening right now.
you're beautiful.
Oh, I need to shave. I'll be honest.
I actually haven't shaved in 2 weeks there. It's no, so you dig the beard. You do an excellent job with
Yeah,
the beard.
yeah, that's the problem, is that I have to keep it now because
Yeah.
it's become part of the image, you know?
No, see, unfortunately with me, so it's so dumb. So I'm 26, just off the bat. I'm old,
Oh my
but
God, I thought you were like,
say it. How old?
I was gonna say 22 is like just the same as me.
No, no. A lot of people think that. No, I'm 26. I was born in 1993. Yeah, but it's the face. It's the face. Like no, because I have a little story. So I went to the dentist first time as an adult, like 18. But the dentist goes and he gets all this like cute, fluoride, fluffy stuff, and it's like, oh, didn't anyone tell you I'm 18? And he's like, wait, are you sure? And then I showed him my ID, and it's like, oh, puts all the fluffy stuff away, gets the sharp sucker out, and into town, blood everywhere. And
No.
yeah, and no, like I totally have that face of like a kid. Like I swear, like if I really wanted to pursue it, I could have been like a kid actor if I wanted to.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Though I have that like kid face, and what a phrasing. Griff is an old young man. Lol. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and it just baffles me because going back to the NASCAR YouTube community, like I feel like one of like the elders because I know like Slap Shoes is like 29, and then Lombard is like a month older than I am, and then David Land I think is the same age as me. But other than that, like everyone else seems to be like younger than me, which is really weird, you know?
Yeah, I guess that's the whole internet thing,
Yeah.
is that it's for the youngins.
Yeah, yeah. Because like I don't know about you, but like yeah, I did not grow up with the internet much. Like I got my
No.
little
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
little computer games and no, my thing was TV. And then actually I did not get a PS2 until I was 10. Fun fact. So my first
Really?
yeah, so my first PS2 video game ever was NASCAR Thunder 2004. Fun fact.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Mine was '05.
A little story off of that. I just remember being absolutely hyped for that game because the first time I ever like knew it existed was at a Walmart. It was like in the spring of 2004. We were walking out, and then like when we were walking out on that thing where it would like beep if you left without checking
Hmm.
out. There was a moment where like they had a huge poster of Chase for the Cup, and it had Travis
Really?
Quaffel's truck and a modified car in there, and it's like, whoa, like they're gonna throw that stuff into the game, and so I just remember the whole summer just hyped out of my freaking mind for this game, and then it's like I finally got it, which was on my birthday, ironically enough. So I go and get the game, and my dumb mind thought that you had to play fight to the top mode to go to race now mode. Because the way how the menu
Hmm.
was set up, you had like
Hmm.
fight to the
Hmm.
top, then like the race modes, and then your
Yeah.
options and whatever. It
Yeah.
never had a race now mode. And I thought, oh crap, I guess I have to like work my way up to the Cup Series in order for me to unlock the race now mode. And I was like stressed out of my mind doing modified races for like a month. And then I, just for giggles, went into the race modes. Race now was right there. And I just
No
sat there and it's just
way.
like, yep,
Wow.
yep. So, Code H Gaming is 27
Menus
apparently.
0 out of 10.
What?
Menus 0 out of 10.
Yeah, no kidding. That's the only flaw of that game. But
Only.
but going back to the creative side, like one thing I loved about the EA Sports games was just the fantasy aspect, like the tracks and whatnot. Oh my god! Like I guess off the bat, like what's your favorite fantasy track that EA Sports has made?
That EA Sports has made.
Yeah.
There's one in the um, I haven't played the Race Now mode in 2004 very much on PS2, so I don't know if the fantasy tracks are the same from PS2 to PS1. But there's a really strange, like boot shaped one on the PS1 version.
Yes, I know what you're talking about, but go on.
That one, yeah.
Yeah. It's called
That
Sawmill, the one with the trees.
Sawmill, that's it. That's the one.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and that is one of the only like road courses that is like locked. Like you actually had to unlock
Yeah,
that
yeah,
track.
exactly.
Are you aware that someone actually made that track for NR 2003?
I think I did do that. I think I knew that.
Yeah. Yeah, someone actually made it like from scratch and God bless them. I don't
Wow,
know if I'll link you in the description or not, but like no, it
that's
was
awesome.
yeah, like for and I was like really close to making a short out of that. Like literally taking the 2003 car set and doing a freaking I don't know like 10 lap race there. Because it was so detailed. You got like the trees and then you got like the hill and the valley and it's just like, "Oh, you literally took it out of 2004 and you threw it in there. It's so cool." But yeah, for me, my go-to would probably be Tiburon, the 3 mile
Hmm.
backward, no restrictor plate, super speedway.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but every time I did that track, I always had the legends on. So every time I would race there, I would race with Bobby Allison, Richard Petty, Cale Yarborough, Dale Earnhardt, 230 miles an hour, and I don't remember why. It happened, and it was a good time, man. But see, like just going back to the creative process, like that is where I'm at, and that's where what I want to do is like, if there's any way in NASCAR Heat 5 to like do like a create a track mode or like some way to for us to like make
Yeah.
stuff, you know?
Gran Turismo 5 has a track creator.
Really.
It's amazing. It's so detailed too, because you can like decide this could be a straightaway, this
Mm-hmm.
could be a technical section. You could just make a circle, or you could make like the longest, windiest, wildest insanity track.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Never played Gran Turismo. No, the closest for me, all right, I'm gonna date myself a little bit here. You ever heard of a game on the PS2 called Thrillville before?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh yes.
yeah.
Do I have it?
Do you have it?
It's over here. It might be in the stack. Hang on.
As you're looking for that, yeah, I just wanted to mention like that was the first time I ever had a create a track mode was like the go kart track. Like you can like literally go into like a blueprint mode and you can go as high as you want, as low as you want. You can, and I did that. Like I literally made like a road course and it literally filled up the entire map. like like everywhere is nothing but track.
Oh yeah, I love making the tracks.
Yeah. Like I would literally spend hours just creating that. And then I would be on the go-kart and I would race it maybe once or twice and then
Exactly.
just
Yeah.
like God, I remember that. Like I just love making stuff. Like just I that's what I did. Like with NR99. Like I would like in the summer and whatnot, you would like, do the normal cliche thing of like going out with friends and hanging out and talking and having a good time. No, 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 no. I was inside my house painting cars the entire time, which I think is a reason why I have an act for painting cars in NR 2003. Which, side note, sometime down the road, I will stream myself painting cars just so you guys can see my creative process, if you will. But yeah, no, I've painted well over 500 cars, I would say, for sure. And I started like back in 2000. And I think one of the first cars I painted was a Joker car, like like my own version of Batman and Joker.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You need to you need to find a way to make
I,
a Griff Dog car set.
oh my god. Oh, that does remind me though. Actually, so not NR99, but NR 2003. I actually have the first ever car set I ever painted, and
That oh
this was from 2012, and it was is literally the thing of like 2012 and what I thought 2013 would be in 2012 if they kept the Gen 5 car. And
mm,
so I still have it like in my bank somewhere, and I never released it because I never thought I'd be in this area, like being the Inner 2003 YouTuber guy. It's crazy, but yeah, I have it. I don't remember much. It's not the best because again, they were the first cars I ever painted. I just remember Terry Labonte is driving a 05 green car. I don't remember. I don't remember what team it's
all right,
for. I don't know
all right.
why. I don't know
I
why.
feel it.
Yeah.
I feel it.
Also, drive through is absolutely spamming the chat because I yeah he oh yeah because drive through does Enter 2003 streams as well if I remember correctly. But
Mhm.
yeah, but dude, frick, I just want to make stuff,
Oh yeah. That's how
so
we both got here. Is we started. We just made something and put it on the internet.
yeah, so okay, I guess okay. Question: what was your quote unquote big break? Like, what made you like? What was the video that made like got a bunch of views that made you, I guess, renowned?
Well, there's two. You're
Mm-hmm.
probably thinking I'm going to say the FNAF video. And while
Yes.
that did change everything, that wasn't the video that made me who I am now. Oh man, take a look at that.
Super chat. Hey, Noah Sweet. Action packed made Sawmill and a current 2018 version as well as Old Spice Endurance. Oh, yeah. You remember Old Spice Speedway? The little road course that
Yeah.
chased for the cup? Yeah. Armory Digital also made one like Tiburon, but it's plastered with Taylor Swift memorabilia. Well, he meant Tiburon. He meant do you remember Dodge Raceway Stadium?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that. There it
Oh,
is.
that one. Okay.
Yep.
Sick.
And then he also says hi to you, Kamikaze. So
Nice.
yeah, so
Howdy.
that's
Hi.
cool.
Hi.
But yeah. So going back. So what made you renowned? What? Yeah.
So the other one was the NASCAR the Game 2013 first time play reactions.
Really?
Yes, that video is 6 years old. I'm so old. But it got I want to say 10,000 views. Like it was my first ever video to break 1,000 views, and I got like 100 subscribers in like a week. And like from before then, I was lucky to get like one a week. So I was like, oh my god, I'm famous. No.
That's great.
But that's the reason why I started playing NASCAR the game inside line for the channel, and
Mm,
I've always had a NASCAR series ever since.
nice. For me, it's strange. It's like a mountain where it's like I had like a few like bumps. So first off, I don't know if you knew this, but I made stop motions like 10 years ago on this channel.
I think what was there a Christmas one that you made?
Yes.
Yep, that's the one I'm thinking of. All right.
Yep. The Kringle freaking 500
Yep, that's it.
yep, and it got 15,000 views back in 2008. And again, I didn't put my voice in there. I didn't put my face in there. It's just literally a dinky camera with Windows Movie Maker for Windows XP, and yeah, that happened. But then going back to the Inner 2003 side, the first video on there that really made me blow up was the the 2016 Daytona 500, but I made it back in 2015. So it's
Nice.
yep. And so my idea was straight up simply, what if what would 2016 look like once Jeff Gordon was retired? And I literally made my own car set of like everything, and it got a stupid amount of views. And it's like, great, people know me now, awesome. And then let's see, another one that exploded was the Jury Nadu video. What if Jury Nadu stayed at
Mhm.
Hendrick Motorsports? I had fun with that, just playing with like where I think Jury Nadu would have gone, and he wouldn't be perfect. Spoiler alert. But and then of course the Dale Earnhardt series is what really got me renowned. Which again, I was not expecting that. I did not go in making that series and think, oh shoot, this is gonna get a bunch of views. I'm gonna become famous. Like, no. I just had this idea in mind. Very surprised that no one else has made it yet. And the rest is history. Freaking 50,000 views, lots of subscribers. It's just one of those things where it's just you do not expect it. Like you do not expect to be in this place. Like I'm absolutely humbled and honored to actually heck, if it wasn't for that series, I probably wouldn't be talking to you now, just to be straight
Mhm.
up honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's been a crazy ride, man, for sure. So it's 6:54 right now. So I said we're gonna go till about 7. So is there any, I guess, last second burning questions that you wanted to ask?
Man, I don't know, dude. We've talked so much about so many different things.
I know.
This was crazy, dude.
I know.
I did not expect this conversation to go this way.
Me neither.
Sick.
But yeah, just some of the things we talked about the creative process. So yeah, let me think. Creative process, talking about being Dakota, talking about animation. Yeah, dude, it's just crazy, just the rides that we've been on. And so okay, no, I got a question for you, just to end this off.
Oh boy, here we go.
In I'll say 5 years. In 5 years, so 2024. Where do you hope to? Let's be optimistic. Where do you hopefully see yourself? And I guess in terms of YouTube and yourself and your dreams, like what stuff do you want to be making? What do you want to be doing? What are some of your initial thoughts with that?
I don't know, man.
I know it's a
Like,
loaded question.
I know it is. And even if you asked me this like 5 years ago when it was 2014,
Mm-hmm.
Like I would have said like, oh, I hope I have 1 million subscribers and I'm streaming every night. I've
Yep.
got a Corvette and all that. And like
Oh,
I could say that now and it would mean the same thing, but like genuinely, I just hope that people care to hear what I have to say. That
yeah.
just like I'm relevant enough for people. Because like this past week I haven't uploaded a whole lot, but what I have uploaded has gotten around 1,000 views. And
Hmm.
it's like if I can say 5 years from now that 1,000 different people care about what I have to say, like that's fine by me.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I can agree with you on that. And I guess just to add on top of that, just like my big thing, just to I guess answer my own question, is just to continue to create unique content. I want to still create like Nascar content, and I definitely want to either continue with One More Spark or just different what ifs. I would love to continue doing that. And then I also want to get into a good enough spot where I can develop my own series, whether it is a web toon, so like a comic series, or if I can be able to develop and actually work on animation. Because, and like the thing with this other story is like, I want this to be a bit more personal, but instead of like, just me sitting here talking to you about my life or whatever, I'm a big believer in showing. So, a little fun fact to end this talk: I did not talk or actually like speak words until I was 4 years old. Yeah. So
Really.
yeah, before then I was just and just blabber and stuff like that. But I did not make like any cohesive words until I was four. And not to get a little too like, and I don't want to talk too much about this, but there was like a moment where like they thought I was like autistic, but that's not the case. It's just not too sure what it is. Like my brain is wired differently, just straight up. But even though it does have some of its downsides, like socially and just talking to people and whatnot, but the way I'm able to think, just the creative process, like I feel so absolutely dedicated to my craft, and I want to continue to develop that no matter where I'm at. And so, in a perfect world, in 5 years, I want to continue with One More Spark, and like if and have people that would help me out with like painting cars, stuff like that. So like Kamikaze, I know like a long time ago, you would like offer up like if you wanted to like paint cars for the series or whatever.
Yeah.
I would more than happy to take you and definitely throw some help my way there. Yeah, working on One More Spark, but then also taking time to develop my own series. And so even though I'm not there yet, um, just what I'm doing now, just doing these little drawings and then also talking to all of you guys and just being there. Like that's the biggest thing. I just want to be there. Be there because I care. I'm a human. I care about you guys and you guys especially through this past couple of months since Tate's passing. You guys have really shown and cared for me. And it's definitely been tough for the family this past couple of months, but you guys and Brett Moffitt and all of you guys just really have been so supportive of us. Yeah, there's the shirt. Love it. So
The man.
yeah, so we're getting close to 7. So I guess any last thoughts, Mr. Kamikaze?
Not much. This was awesome, dude.
Cool, cool.
This
No,
was awesome.
yeah, I'm so glad you're here. As you're here. So, guys, go over to Danny B Talks channel. Their NASCAR weekly podcast is just about to start, and we'll go from there. So, Kamikaze Games, thank you so much for this talk, man.
Sayonara, senoritas.
Awesome, Mexican, love it. And that's it. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and this is Griffin Spear saying so long until next time. Bye bye.